Soon after the birth of my first daughter, Lara, in 1968, we learned that she was profoundly retarded. Back then, that was the term. My former wife and I knew that Lara required immediate intervention, and we embarked on a search for a program. The only services or therapies available for Lara were those promised by the state of New York at its new Children's Therapy Center located in Willowbrook, here on Staten Island. They told us it was a place she could optimize her potential with different kinds of therapy. As you all know now, it was a complete fabrication. Little therapy was ever provided at the Children's Therapy Center or, to my knowledge, anywhere in the large Willowbrook archipelago. No one ever graduated from Willowbrook except in a wooden box. However, in truth, I have no sense of humor when it comes to the developmentally disabled or any handicapped people. We achieved so much over 40 years ago, but those hard-won reforms are persistently deteriorating. Recently, I wrote a book, I See Your Face Before Me, a love story to my daughter Lara, and a history chronicling my knowledge, experiences, and observations of the Willowbrook story from my own varied points of view. I urge all parents, family members, advocates, and those in the field to read my book, to learn what occurred 40 years ago. What occurred 40 years ago is being repeated today. Those who fail to learn the lessons of history will be doomed to repeat them. Parents must always remember and focus upon the singular goal of assuring that their children, individually and as a group, are provided with all of the necessary and required services, whether residential or in-day programs. The fight to vindicate the rights of the developmentally disabled will never end. Never. It requires focus and diligence. Never forget that the developmentally disabled are not favored in society. In fact, they are not beloved. When my daughter Lara was first admitted into Willowbrook, I was naive and without knowledge. None of us expected to have a child or loved one who requires services. The job of educating yourself and being your child's advocate is thrust upon you. It is a steep learning curve, I admit, but one that each of you is capable of doing and doing well. I found it odd that every director of every institution for the mentally retarded was a psychiatrist, yet no psychiatric services or treatment were provided to any of the residents in those institutions. Psychiatrists had no special knowledge or experience in managing those residential facilities. It would have made some sense to me if the directors were pediatricians. I reached my own conclusion that the psychiatrists were utilized to manipulate the parents and direct care providers. Every day, handicapped children are being born. No new small community residences are being planned or constructed. Moreover, we have never had an adequate number of appropriate small community residences and homes and services to provide every person in need. If you think I'm being irrational or paranoid, stop for a while and think about what I am telling you. If anyone you attended or participated in the most recent transitional panel organized by OPWDD, please tell us of one beneficial idea or action that has been instituted. It has just been talk, mostly talk from parents spilling their guts to people who are powerless and unwilling to adopt any of your ideas or goals. You are being manipulated, delayed and pacified, and your energies are being dissipated and misdirected. Wake up and fight, folks. We can win.